Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently working on expansion down in this direction, and the question is, just how much are we going to be able to take? We will find out. For now, we need to go clear out some of this. I do want to attack down here though as well. So we're being pulled in two directions. That's well played by these guys. I want to go address this. So let's have these lads head out over this way and go see about taking back some of... maybe we won't go all the way over here, but I want to at least fight some of these forces. So that'll be okay. We're starting up a siege down over here. That looks good. And this will be done very soon. So that's excellent. Al Said wants a royal marriage, and we'll accept that. So we're just pushing our way through here for right now, and we're going to catch one stack of this. That should wipe. Excellent. So that's cleaned out now, and they're going to run off over this direction. I don't want to chase them. We're just going to walk down over here. This force is going to be freed up very soon. So that looks good. Let's head on down. There we go. Excellent. Now let's take this over and peace out, Yamama. The idea here is I would like to vassalize them. Yeah, that's going to cause us some problems, but I would like to vassalize them. The problems in question, of course, is our diplomatic power is already pretty sus. So that's a problem, for sure. So we're going to head up over this direction, and at this point, yeah, Yamama is trying to peace out, and I would very much like to... Let's see, yeah, they're negotiating for themselves. We can't actually vassalize them. Okay. That's surprising to me. That's 112% war score. We could take this territory and then just money and war reps. It's a little awkward for us. It's border gory, but I think we should do it to cut them down so that next time we can either vassalize or annex. I think that's the best bet. So we'll do that. That's fine. And now, of course, we need to get that coring. So we'll get that going immediately. So that sounds great, and these guys are now going to be heading up over this direction to free this territory. So that looks good. We are now technically positive, but are we going to be after this month? No, we're not. That's fine. So that's understood. We're going to be attacking down here and over here. So I'd like to get Thais out of this war. I'd also like to get these guys out of the war. Yeah, these guys here. They have 18 reasons not to. Okay. So that's understood for now. This siege is over. That's fantastic. And I want to just head down and start sieging down here immediately. I see these forces staging over here, and that's understood. There's also these guys over here that we may be able to catch. We'll find out. So up to 21% over here. We've got a breach. That's looking pretty okay. We're just cruising right on through. So Body at this point wants peace. I do too, but not this piece. So that's fine. Let's see what we can get here. I would like to once again vassalize them. That's pillage capital. I want to vassalize them here. They would not currently accept that, and these are the people who would be angry. Okay. I don't think we care about any of these people. But they wouldn't accept it right now, and so that's fine. They have one reason to not accept it. They'll get over that. So this guy just died, our admiral, up over here. We should recruit a new one, and that's a good admiral, actually. What were those stats? 6 maneuver. Okay, no shock, 1 fire, 3 siege. Okay, these are actually mediocre stats. Never mind, I just saw 6 pips and I got excited, but those are not amazing pips. So we caught a force here, and we took another loan, which I'm not happy about, but, you know, it's fine. And we're going to continue to clean out some of these forces out over this direction. So for now, that's looking good, and we'll get that taken back. There's this down over here, of course, and that's absolutely understood. Our administrative advisor would leave our court, but this would join our court. Okay, so what do we currently have going on here? So Isafarahat would leave our court. That's currently costing us 6.84 monthly. And Bailing Crispo would have the same tax modifier and skill. Would he be cheaper? Probably not, but we'll find out. Let's see, that's this guy? Yeah, he's not cheaper. That's unfortunate. That just cost us 100 ducats. I shouldn't have, and 50 admin power. I shouldn't have done it, but I wanted to see if he would be cheaper. Sadly, he was not. So at this point, we're arriving up over here. And we're taking back some of this territory. What I want right now is to peace out Body. They're probably okay with it. So at this point, they would indeed become our vassal. They're going to be upset about it, to be sure. But we'll take some money from them and make them be our vassal. Now, these two down here, there's not too much we can do to. We're mostly just going to take money and war reps from them, and we want to piece them out quite quickly. So, Thais here. They're willing to be pieced out. We want money, we want war reps. They have 9 reasons to not give us war reps. Okay, so that's fine. We'll take back Safax. And we'll just continue to work on sieging here. So, oh, that's awkward. Whatever, doesn't matter. So we want a battle down over here. That seems wonderful. And yeah, I'd definitely like to get both of these finished up. So, speaking of things that I'd like, a diplomatic advisor would be really, really, really good. Trade efficiency? This guy might actually pay for himself or be close to it. Probably not, but we really could use that at least 1 diplomatic power per month. That would be very good. So we'll get him going there. These sieges are ongoing, and that seems fine for now. Okay, I was hoping that that would fall there, but alas, it did not. Okay, where's the siege at? That is... Okay, that's in our capital. Noted. So we won this siege. We should head over here. And who is sieging this? This is Thais. Okay, so this is also Thais out over here. And we're going to go catch that force. They're probably going to get stack wiped here. That might give us some options. Okay, so 1.06. Let's check in on what Thais is thinking at this point. They would now accept war reps and ducats. Done. I want them out. We want nothing else from them other than that. So that's now complete, and we can come down over here. We actually can't get there. Okay, sure. We don't have access through these guys, and I don't really care to get access. So we're going to have these lads make their way back over here. Excellent. So these guys don't need to be here anymore. We can head down to Arcee, and the question now is Ayubid Abyssinia also ready to peace out? Again, we only want war reparations and gold from them. They have 1,000 reasons not to want this because we don't have the war score to make demands right now. Okay, this is rude. We're going to walk around the long way, I guess, but it's very rude. No doubt about that. Okay, so they're just kind of running around over here. There's not too much for them to do. We want a battle up over here. Okay. Sure. So these guys at this point, yeah, they have 1,018 reasons not to do this. We just need a little bit of war score here. It doesn't need to be much. So this fort falling would open up a lot of opportunities for us. That would be very, very good. They've reoccupied back here. That's fine. Eventually, this fort will fall, and eventually our other army will make its way back over here. Eventually. I'm going to set these guys back to drilling. We should not need our our third army in this area right now. But we'll keep it in the region for the moment. Eventually, this fort will fall. But it's been a very long time coming. Okay. I do want to repay this loan, but we're probably going to end up taking another one soon. It's not ideal. We may want to consider selling titles, actually. I'm going to wait until after the war. The war should be over very soon. The unit is in combat. Oh. Well, Alexandria is right here, so it should be fine. Ooh, national tax modifier plus 50% for a year. That's a big deal. So we won this battle against Abyssinia down here, and I just keep hoping that we finish this siege. We're just chilling at 49%. There, it finally finished. Okay, so we'll fight down here if they're not willing to peace out right now, but I bet they are. So at this point, yeah, they're very willing to peace out. They want out of this badly. They're willing to give us 810 ducats and also war reparations. And we still have 32 reasons. We could even have them transfer trade power almost. No, they have 98 reasons not to do that. This is fine. We'll accept this. We just want them out. Beautiful. So they're out now, and we're going to start making our way back. So up we go. And those are black flagged. That'll be fine. Now, of course, we need to deal with this situation. So this army is going to make its way back up over here. Okay. Alexandria is actually on it, so that looks good. Our forces will arrive there eventually, but Alexandria's got this, so that seems fine. Now the question is, how much of Mecca can we actually take? We shall see. We're going to have some angry people here. So if we do this, who's upset? That's a lot. But do we care? That's the question that we have to ask. We're definitely going to have to chill in this area. That's for sure. I also want to take as much gold as we can from them. So something like this. I think we're going to do this. They're going to be very sad. But we're doing it. So that's okay. At this point, we can seize land, and this is a good time to do so. There we go. Excellent. We can celebrate a festival, which we should also do. And we'll get started on all of this coring. So we should come in here and make sure that we mothball all forts. There we go. These guys can get drilling. Actually, I'm going to move them back up to Italy. There we go. So that'll be fine for now. Now, we need to check in on how angry the HRE is at us. 30? Okay. So that's definitely noted. I think we're going to need to chill on all fronts for a few years here. But that's absolutely doable. So we're currently at minus 5.97. Of that, 4.75 is interest. And we're also expending 3.8 on reinforcements. So that's absolutely fine. What I want to do right now is I want to repay what loans we can. Our current debt is 1903. We can repay 2 of these. And that puts us in this position. Now, we're rooting out corruption at a pretty extreme level right now. This is due to being ahead of time, or rather, this is due to a overextension. Being ahead of time is helpful, to be sure. Our war exhaustion is also up there. So right now, we just need to chill. Where are you going? You're going there? Why don't you come up to here? And you can come on up to here. Actually, you can stay in this area if there's decent supplies. There is not. Okay, why don't you come on up then? So we got some particularists out over here. This is in Mazab's territory, and that's not really our problem. Mazab should be able to handle that. So that seems fine, and if we look at our diplomatic power, it's currently increasing by 1 a month at this moment. So we need to take a look at our subjects. Mazab. Okay. Noted. So we're going to come in here, and we cannot start annexing them yet. What else do we got? Next would be Sicily, probably. What do we have there? We just need to improve relations with them. That'll be absolutely fine. We'll get some of that going, and our next one would be these guys right here. Have they been our vassal long enough? They have. So we'll improve relations with them, and we don't need to improve relations here, but that'll be fine. I'm going to actually attach these guys to transport, and we're going to come on over here. I don't know if we have access over to Mazab. We don't. Maghreb would not give it to us. Jared probably would. Yeah, we'll do that, but that's going to cost us diplomatic power. So as soon as we get this done, we need to get back out because, yeah, that's painful. So we're going to get this taken over, and then we're going to get back out of there. We cored Al-Jaf, and that's a big deal right there. So that's great. We're going to turn this into a state, and that is going to then be made into a full core. There we go. We're going to get this capped back. Our coffers are getting worryingly light. We'll ask them for gold. They'll probably not give it to us, but we'll see. And then we're going to come back up over here. Military access from Croatia. No, thank you. Favors for soldiers. We're pretty low on our soldier count right now, but sure. It's only 900 troops. I don't mind that. Yeah, they didn't give us gold. I'm not surprised about that one. That's very, very unsurprising. So now we'll attach these guys to transport. We need to get rid of this military access, so cancel that. And then we need to sail on back up to Rome. Perfect. So there's that all dealt with. And at this point, I want to look at these guys. When can we start to annex them? That is going to be in 1589, June. That's this year, 6 months. Hi, Consul. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Sicily here. They are definitely coming up a bit. Is that going to be enough, though? The answer is no. We can't actually get them high enough at this point. So Al-Jaf just rebelled. That's okay. We have troops right here. We'll get these guys drilling, but these will come respond. There we go. No problem here. Excellent. So that's dealt with. We're going to come back up over here, and let's take a look at our current situation here. So 13 ducats in the hole right now. The majority of this is our land force limit. That's 12.14 ducats per month. So that's a significant amount. No doubt about that. And we're also over our naval force limit. So if we hop in here and look at our naval force limit, that's also costing us 15.71 ducats per month. So that's something that we definitely need to address. We can set an agenda here. Let's go ahead and do so. What do we got? Defender of the Faith? I don't want to spend money on that. Manpower level of at least 50%, that's just going to naturally happen. And that's going to happen pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and allow that to be our agenda at this point. Now, I'm going to do a sale of titles. There we go. And we are then going to use that money to repay all of our debts. Perfect. Now that puts us at minus 4.89. Now, how much of that is our reinforcement? Actually, literally all of it. Okay. So we're going to be just barely positive. Well, not if we convert Al-Jaf, but we're going to be just barely positive here once we get that fully done. So that looks good-ish, but our finances are definitely tight right now. Our main problem is that we need to finish these cores. And Al-Arid is going to finish in, well, that's pretty soon. The rest of these are a ways away. So that's absolutely going to be a bit of an issue. Our war exhaustion is giving us national unrest and goods produced modifier. So that's actually a significant aspect as well. So at this point, we can look at our military situation and we can say, we're still 7 years ahead of time. So we don't need military tech. We do need diplomatic tech. And we're focusing military right now. We should probably be focusing diplomatic, and we can change that. So we should do that immediately. That's absolutely a high priority at this moment. So we're going to do that. And I also want to consider grabbing Levy en masse. That's going to be the national manpower modifier plus 33%. That's a big deal. Okay, we got separatists over here in Tatooine. Sure. These guys are right here. They're not drilling, so we'll just have them sail on down. I don't know that they're going to get there before... Yeah, they will. Perfect. So no occupation. That's what I want to see. So that's absolutely ideal. We don't want them to stay here, of course, and they're just going to head back on up to Rome. Excellent. So finances are absolutely a concern at this moment, but they're not a tremendous one. And the reason why I say that is because we're currently 8 ducats in the hole, and our reinforcement is 6. And we're coring. So that is absolutely going to be fine once all of that finishes. We don't actually need to take action here. Although arguably we should. We need to do something about our land force limit and especially our naval force limit. We could build buildings for that, or we could just take more land. That's the other thing we could do. And that's probably what we're going to end up doing. Now, we could also take a look at some of these building constructions. I don't think we want to go for those right now. I don't want to spend money at this moment because I don't want to go back into debt. That would be the bad thing there. So we're only at minus 2.35, and our overextension is about to drop, ish. We'll recall our diplomat from Sicily, and over here in Mazab, I want to begin annexing this. That's going to take time, but we'll get that started. And then over here in Sicily, we're at 185, so we can't quite do that yet. And here we're at 188. We're very, very close. Very, very close. So that seems okay. I'm actually quite content with where we are right now, financially. We'll be okay. So to that end, we need to think about, do we want to grab the Young Conserve? Manpower recovery speed plus 20%. That's huge. We're already at 1445. We do this, and we're almost at 2K per month. That's so much manpower. That's so much manpower. Oh, and we got an additional 10% here. I didn't even notice that that was going to be a thing. But yeah. Ooh, skill 2 Master of Mint and a skill 2 Treasurer. Okay, so we want that skill 2 Treasurer because he's going to cost half as much. So we're going to pay money to hire this guy. 55 ducats. And it's going to be three-ish ducats per month, like 3.5 ducats per month. So what is 55.4 divided by 3.46? He will pay for himself after 16 months is the answer. Okay. So yeah, we'll take that. And he should live for 16 months, right? How old is he? He's 30. He should live for a lot longer than 16 months. So now we find ourselves positive financially, and that is phenomenal. We're going to become a lot more positive financially as we continue to work through this. As we bring down autonomy in these areas, as we get these cored, that's all going to be very, very significant in bringing our finances back to where they should be. Because we're going to see our force limit come up for both our Navy and for our Army, although it's primarily going to be for our Army. And that's absolutely great. At this point, we can absolutely think about building a manufactory, and I want to do so. So we'll get that underway, but we do absolutely need to chill here for a while. I'm a little surprised that these guys have not... Okay, Thais is very upset. I'm a little surprised that these guys haven't tried to join a coalition, but that just means that they don't think that they can beat us. Not that they're not angry. They just don't think that they can win. And you have to remember, they're probably right, because we're allied with France. That's not going to go well for them. So that's definitely something to think about. I do want to start cracking into the HRE. We need to keep in mind that the HRE is colonizing. And that's going to be a problem. Absolutely. That's 100% going to be a problem that the HRE is colonizing. We just lost our commandant, and to that end, what do we want to go for? This guy's too expensive. I don't want to pay that kind of money. I'm thinking down over here. Reinforced speed is kind of irrelevant to us. Land maintenance modifier. Will this guy pay for himself? No, but it would be kind of close. We'd be paying about a ducat a month. Okay. So we'll get that guy in there for now. We're not getting very much military power at this moment, and that's absolutely understood. Okay. Trade power minus 10. Yeah, that's fine. So we managed to core Al Arid, and that's going to be this down over here. So let's go ahead and make that into a full core. Perfect. And now our overextension is lower. as is our war exhaustion. So our goods produced modifier has been reduced quite a bit, and that's fantastic. Our overextension is continuing to go down, and that needs to go down a lot more. We're now at plus 19.46. That's a huge swing. Okay, we're actually at 3309. That's an enormous swing. Wow. Okay, 19.8. That's more like it. So that makes more sense. We do have some decisions available that I don't think that we should take right now, but we do have Yamaman separatists that are currently brewing up. So that's going to be out here in Al-Arid, and that's going to be interesting. Can we get access through Medina? Surprisingly, they'll give us access. Okay. I don't think we want to do it yet, but let's move on down over this way and get these guys to no longer be drilling. Now, we're going to be paying for reinforcement over here, which is absolutely going to be painful. We'd really rather not. Okay. Gaining 300 ducats here. 25% local autonomy reduction in Tatooine. Honestly, yeah, we should do this. Sounds great. So we need to get access through Medina, and we need to head over to Al-Arid. So that'll be fine. We'll park there. Excellent. There we go. And now we'd like to fight these guys. I'm just going to provoke them, to be honest. So we'll provoke this revolt. 14 regiments. That's absolutely A-okay. No problem. So we definitely want to fight Medina and close this up eventually. We want to clean up this border core, but it'll take a little time. We do need to be chilled at this moment. So I want to come back in here, and I want to cancel the military access. We no longer need that. And we are interested in seeing about fighting these Meccans. So if we go into our stability, independence for Mecca, 1.1 years. Okay, so there's no supplies down over here. I don't want to sit here long term. So I actually want to just provoke this. Yeah, it'll be 26 regiments, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to come right on in over here, and we're going to fight them. Perfect. I'd rather just get it over with all in one go and not have to deal with it than have to come back down here later or sit down here and take attrition. So let's just get that done and get out of there. Magnificent. So we no longer have unrest, for now, anyway, and Mecca is now cored, so that is absolutely great. We need to core the rest in that region, but it'll be a little bit. So if we take a look at this, we can see, actually not very long at all. 14 October for both. So that's like a little under a month. Beautiful. So I do want to come over to Sicily here. We can see we're at 186, and we can boost this up by 6. So we should do that. We're going to improve relations with them. There we go. And we should probably do the same over here. Actually, this is high enough. So we can just start annexing these, and we'll do it. This is going to be painful for us in our diplomatic power, and that's absolutely understood. But we need to get a lot of these annexations done. So we can turn this territory into a state. There we go. And we can make these into full cores, which of course means that the autonomy here can now start going down properly. Where's it going to go to? 33.7? Okay, not bad. I like it. So at this point, if we go in here, we can see we're much better on the land force limit now. This is dropped by over half. So that's looking really, really good. That will continue to improve. So that's absolutely great. Next up, we need to start doing Sicily. And yeah, I'm going to have all of our diplomats be focusing on annexation. It's going to be painful for us. Absolutely. You can see our diplomatic power is at -6 per month. It's going to be a lot. More ducats coming in. That's always great. And we can put that money into not synagogues, not workshops, but potentially manufactories. Or we could also start working on getting naval force limit. That's an option as well. I'm going to build one in Rome, one in Sharkia, one in Aqaba, and one in Tatooine. So we're going to get those going. That will be fine. That'll boost up our naval force limit by 8, which will reduce this penalty. It won't get rid of it, but it will absolutely reduce it. So that'll be fine. It is time to put a cut in here, though, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll see if anybody decides to do anything about what we've done down here. But it sure seems like they're not going to. We might want to consider expanding up here in a few years, but for right now, I think chilling is the way to go. We'll probably start expanding fairly soon, though. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Aurelio, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.